We are going to replay. This is a replay rerun, but it's new to you because no one has seen this, I don't think. So, here goes.
What follows? An epic poem, measured in limericks. Machine-learned prose. Go cut you some limes. It's Ribaldry time. Let's see what fresh hells of arose. The limerick packs laughs anatomical into space that is quite economical. But the good ones I've seen so seldom are clean, and the clean ones so seldom are comical. There was a young lady of Norway who hung by her toes in a doorway. She said to her beau, "Just look at me, Joe. I think I've discovered one more way. If I have to riddle it out, and if the theme is sufficiently cogent by jigs, whaleyards, tithers, Russells, and some rave, one moment. Then there's this damn tinsel." In a list of verse forms, the limerick is called around, where each line's identical length, the one is drawn like an onion. Rounder than an OS curve and ribbed along its curve, and like a bridge going back to where all rhyming's like chords in Homer. Now's the time to guffaw. No, if it has the same melody, or in one phrase goes backwards, you could go all the way back to what a well-known church of mine began. And all it needs is a tiny piece of truth, which is some fun in it. When we come to what one critic said of my best work, he said, "We all have a good chuckle who always was sure that an 11-pound two-headed calf must be dull of heart." I would then draw myself up tone stiff. What have they ever made that was fine, at which he should then express relief? Indeed, my critics, if so he still thinks, now say my lines are the pits. They fail to connect and so lack continuity. My fancy is firm with what happens just when I sleep, and their houses seem different as could be from all that was shown in the book. And more of their lives could not possibly and shall be said, but nothing else but all that was how my two-headed calf then was conceived. How glad I would be that 1 in 3 their maid could laugh. I say you are slow-paced, and can't say chock full of ale. I'll go to their graves and dig, and pray their damn fool selves are in a state I never wish. When, like old Aesop, one end upheeled and winged with laughter, when, like the Trojan, you're wet from laughing. Not only here do you have a show with what seems yourself writ large in person, that you have a voice that should not stop and talk so little, and then just to hear it end up going all out, then turning out to have gone its way in places, which made me think the earlier end of laughter was probably trying, though we would not laugh now in order that the sadness was more widespread, for them too the heads may be so firmly down or turned on, like Achilles, which could not stand without pain, since one of the nails that fixed the shield to the forehead had gone right through it. Not a chance, said I. If you or another ever kill us, and we're alive, you will not touch any more, since it is quite impossible for us, owing to the intensity of our anger, to run away. I. 12, and the speeches after it being reported thus. It has been explained why Hector in Act 9 quoted Odyssey Roman 11. 40-41, he was reminding Agamemnon not to finish it, and if he could not be king of the battlefield, it might be Agamemnon would miss him and cry Hector. Hector. Instead of Ares, Enyo. Enyo. Instead, he quotes Apollo. Elisha assured the country by singing sea, as Aeschylus the playwright has it. Where's lyrical sweetness? Telling that it could never come to any man who loved not Apollo. What he can't, therefore, but come up with here and turn off. But the major action would be enough to handle without, however necessary. You don't really need another big idea. Achilles can be mad without getting the bad idea right back on Hector when the end is known. This will suffice. The reconstruction must then end on Agamemnon's "Thus much shall I report," etc. The book might better have ended. They met and made love and lapsed into sleep, and then when Hector awoke, the sound of wings were near him. All the land had turned into hell. They were sitting or flying all around on thunders with perched crowns of flickering red, while all the flowers blackened and then let fall a darkness over every light. That is as clear as the Miller of Entry, where Cuchulain does the fighting too. The people would listen to that 1,000 times. One sword of death doesn't seem to tell it all, except so as not to alarm or stop them doing it. It can be so neat that when they discover the trap or other blunder, they put the two ideas together like, "Now don't take a trip over Niagara Falls, and for Pete's sake remember a song about what will happen." They did not want a certain image in the background like any other damn soldier, but like any other damn farmer in Flanders. with all his fat back fenced, and corn enough to drown him with, as Achilles might have said, so Achilles did, when Ulysses said his war cry. That can always help you a certain amount, unless the fight be by gunpowder or such an encounter as the Iliad handles as naturalistic, where sometime by men it won't work. Do nothing for an instant, and the big battle scenes go all wrong. Thus by machinery can be forced and feigned and overwritten for that most delicate touch or dangerous prop, or used simply where the fine stage is like an ancient tent hung about, and against with great signs for hieroglyphs and strong lights. The heart of things may go in the mind. Achilles meets the fine god, and then Ulysses is pushed and who he meets too. Then these fine superstitions meet, and there's a new complexity. But the Iliad could never go this fine where the wounds say. After work. Then an old actor in Greece, knowing exactly the power that it had for him as a young actor too, saw an interesting mistake when Hector was heard. After Achilles' encounter Aix, this famous question from Apollo at Lycia was held too long, and the full light which Apollo's answer threw on Achilles would never, except in so far as the love was false or doubtful, really be discovered again till it had passed through the fires, and he ended it now with that sense of death after living, and, besides that, to establish his tone towards all the gods in this dreadful mood. Thus, Father, when Hector did my arms hurt, not though his single strength, which one strength shows to a very skilled person, even will surprise with armor for a moment, while I'd pick the air with them for long and pull against me hard at first, or blow his heel upon them, while he the anger grows on him does, of which my proof no skill in his own armor may suppose. He does not seem in work yet, when to me to bend the shield and leave his, this or else, that the weakest turn from one to another will fight better. Father, I do not know who came and seemed sought to be a god among a field of common things, and so the man would call in right ill that hour. We could wish to make the other side also plain, in which case Achilles must get from his enemy what he gets in Hector's case, but a moment's notice will tell you how many meanings this ending means to, if it be noticed all. It must seem possible that any point between such beings should make an equal force work for each, so that the mind in me is whole. Of this war too in a future it may tell that wise Priam with his father did make peace. Hector of the host whose wrath was due not to hate, but love. So when Achilles after seeing Apollo also comes up. And so I'd best die and meet Hector. Give a taste, the Greeks say, and also fools. Are they all? Their games they spoil. The gods must pick the victim as, maybe, men in a stew. Just enough. Remember, Hector must think with Achilles, so that Hector now would mean his opponent, not him that men say was proud, since one can't quite claim. One of our dictionaries they mean each the opposite, both of whom we know from birth have found life hard in this world's best country. For them both we hear there is so much that one needs all one's intelligence on the wing all the time, since there are few possessions, so they would remember those beginnings of things which the war and what follows has removed from us. It is so far the pure and finest play. We had not one of its old names, since Aeneas got Lavinium from Ascanius, whom he'd chosen instead of Aeneas, but being driven away later, thought it so fine, he asked Juturna, his own child Venus-in-law, what was it the race who lived here ought to be called? I'd wish her to declare our native title if I but heard, said Juturna. Then she thought, go softly, before this darling he thinks, to him an august title first appear. If it she be chosen name for him, the Grecians state as Hector's praises, that by winning that he rose on his father's ancestors' grandeur of achievement, that she dared say no more at once. Rather said, if you choose that, I too will say, daughter of Zeus, what that she is, or Rome's descendants wish the mother shall they surely see so plain. The following generations shall give birth to splendid souls, noble, godlike, and in place where blaze the colours of an epic flame to tell out histories. Father Aeneas' power was everlasting here. He would raise his hall, build all the ships. On great Aeolus, draw a race divine, that august race, our blood aligned that heaven to promise could send. To follow Father Aeneas came a chase in my life too with these and other messages. No young woman here with red cheeks was not honoured in. What we saw was proper tribute that his wife Hector, and how right long before they welcomed Thetis, herself with proud claim to that a chain origin her son. in some tideless, narrow cave. If anything was a cause in Rome, I believe it was that the fierce hero to had his early cradling ground in the gods of Hellas, his father. Besides these ghosts, among our ruins come other ghosts also, who were Aeneas in what seemed his sack of Troy, also strangely got, and held that I think we cannot do otherwise than watch the story go. But really, all you want or want to make works, we might find another way that keeps on leading us like the bee, by fits and starts and gleaners, from blossom to blossom, our swoon never comes leisurely. Out of the south, Hector has just got over the fatal wound, and that one sent by Apollo, whose dying thought is the Trojans must die, but honor has got him. So it does not do for one thing of it not to seem right, but to send the next on its head the second time. Such a second might look a gift. Hector might have said, after all, that was fair. Why not be still as men? Or so much so that they met a third time and with such blows. When man against man Achilles his master, or not but by a superstition about the blood. For this may be still better that he is sent into battle, not out of hate, or because he has hurt friends, but from he thinks to have vengeance. No thought that this, you stand in awe. I think he'll win with that sort of foe. He must. With words or bodies you cannot get away with less. Veterans, for 1 second listen. So that one breath out of his nostril sent it on my throat, and every tendril that was stirred between my body and his or against my leg the flame. He means to leave on the forest like a pathless for, nor let an oak or such have held a shock, say he. The test was when Achilles tore out those great nerves in the bottom of his heels, so his heel left an imprint, the hard pad which bears so much more. Had this Hector stand still too long, but this was, with more signs to go against them, all that he was on with Achilles from then. I could, when I had time, think him wiser not to dare anything, not one man, Achilles against 20,000. If any will lay down that rule over him who sets this old combat going after old death at Marathon, if he can make good reasons not to. Just one. It is very usual. To a very real extent, one man being less important than other kinds is just the reason. Achilles means the rule to apply only when a few people in it are saying something important, and Hector should be forced to say, Gad, how odd men go round all out of kilter. Producer. Hi. That was great. That was really concept. The station ordered limericks. We are trying to go with low humor, low culture, comedy. And can you keep it noish? Thanks. What follows? An epic poem, measured in limericks, machine-learned prose. Go cut you some lines. It's Ribaldry time. Let's see what fresh hells have arose. The limerick packs laughs anatomical into space that is quite economical. But the good ones I've seen so seldom are clean, and the clean ones so seldom are comical. There was a young lady of Norway who hung by her toes in the doorway. She said to her beau, just look at me, Joe. I think I've discovered one more way. If I have to riddle it out, and if the theme is sufficiently cogent by jigs, wayyards, tithers, Russells, and some rave, one moment. Then there's this damned tinsel. In a list of verse forms, the limerick is called around for each line's identical length. The one is drawn like an onion. My thoughts moving a lazy line, the limerick's no round at all, for look's sake. Those final words again appear in their start, not honestest pack of all known sleight of limers. Sebastiano. Scott. Fleeing at 40,000, it happened in Ithaca. Cats shrieking over their slain kittens. He laughed over that sea. Driven on. What else? But always his huge son beside him. Will you, my boy, do nothing, let this son, who sows behind him, sow your life too, or turn yourself from war. Tam was a very nice little town, Port Hill rising by it, who may not sleep and cater the children. His eyes shut, as when in sleep some old house falls by that little port, while the ship's moored over the town as the billy boils in the house. There is but this for one heart still awake, for one mouth breathing. Useless, useless, there is still about to be gathered in, of whom nothing can happen but woe be it well directed. So may those whom my lord well knows no better, my child, my blood. Yet surely an earth-deep green war I looked for is preparing. Oh, Ulysses, even now are these death-sparing vultures. Herald the fertile field there, hold the doors every sack. Our side. Sobbed and the hero was down then, up there, out of the gate. Pray take my left, cried all up front in full voice. Oh, for some man there or vision. Phoenix, Theseus, Hermes of Mars darts from your roving hand. Crossbow to keep and scouts to bring. Just hear a blighter there. Death loves us better than fate, even among so few and such scorned. These he knows better how to value, and any sane men who are walking. Swimmers, Phoenix, whom it may not be on their heads this madness sits. Understand in due course. Producer, thanks for this new thing. It was a lot of effort, I'm sure. But comedy, I'm seeing vultures. I'm seeing war. Not very comical. But if you can prove me wrong, let's have some laughs on this next one. Thanks. What follows? A body poem, measured in limericks, machine-learned prose. Go cut you some limes, it's ribaldry time. Let's see what fresh hells of a rose. The limerick packs laughs anatomical into space that is quite economical. But the good ones I've seen so seldom are clean, and the clean ones so seldom are comical. There was a young lady of Norway who hung by her toes in the doorway. She said to her beau, "Just look at me, Joe. I think I've discovered one more way. If I have to riddle it out, and if the theme is sufficiently cogent by jigs, whale yards, tiders, rusels, and some rave one moment, then there's this damn tinsel. In a list of verse forms, the limerick is called a round, where each line's identical length, the one is drawn like an onion. My thoughts move in a lazy line, the limerick's no round at all, for look, see, those final words again appear in their start. Honest, this pack of old-known slit of limers. Oh, cats, I hate thy noises. I will make mine all quieter in any cage. Your wretched whiskers, however, shall be stuck over, I see. Saucy Scott. Cody, then. I say, said she. These limericks may come and never hear any. You need not your back as a footboard tease as we stroll on. Now he looked at her pale side. She glum looked at his mouth. It will never go through as well as before I came. Curse thee, the sweetest days must change in all. Time turns upon my present once. Then time turns in my day and in my night once over me. Is it sweet? Go, birds. Sweet, sweeter day, and will not this. Where haste thou straight away? And the blush so slight, the toll lens. Gourd in greener rare thing. For our ranks that first line. Grunted, for us a battle was made. Let no bird tell, if all sons should take aim, over him on one head or tress of grass. Our archers felt as his people now. Far, far! Rapid our victory is gone. Beauty to the woman's curse hath known. At our now, in her deep eyes are one. But now down amongst our tints, there stand as they set for the war games begun. Last year, for magic we must give the fool his fair reward. He is back from his wintry noonday drudging on the strand. He can ride at last again, that boy in a city all its own, which a way leads to. Well set back, unspoken yet, this is. A star was brighter, and about a league further from shore it a man had won the greatest day for Greece, the dawn that can never end. Where shall they rest, and rest here too until Ithaca? To bring his life a step nearer on either shore. Past the Ithaca island he led. Too low with great slopes they had sunk in his storm of the foam frothing about a staked foreland that rises till a wooded rum makes one out of the hill's last steps. You would think one end in its forest did lift some wizard's houses where all Ithaca's runes lie scattered up and down their ether. By that he has fallen or found his place. Many great Odysseus that touched at my sea with a queen I missed, having by the time I'd won round world I meant to tell everything I had known. All, even it here. She never will. On one land or another, we'll break down there's a kingdom we get when we make a nation into one soul, and that alone with a few feet under that might run down the other hill. Right, man. His servants are shouting up and down to other friends, so you watch in a deep boat out of the port machine landing stage onto the usual tumult. So like your friends, we want to hear it close enough range to lift us any higher than 2 black streaks just saying in. Someone not us must give himself, but whose shoulders it is like it o'er. Turning your head you don't turn the helm. Producer. I think this is great progress, but we are still waiting for laughs. Here. That injection was all the collective sitcoms humanity has ever produced. Catch up this weekend and let's see what you can give us on Monday. Thanks. What follows? A body bone, measured in limericks. Machine learned prose. Go cut you some lines. It's Ribaldry time. Let's see what fresh hells of arose. Sebastian, oh, Scott. Let's talk about modern life then. I hear we've been hard at it ever since I got home, but then, when one goes off the deep end with work, life's the goblet's brim in these later times, is it? What might any little tinkle that crosses it really matter? Or, maybe, since life, they say, isn't a laughing matter, isn't much worth, does a joke, maybe a squint here and a tongue's crow, there, bring us a little, if no more, to something we call reality, makes it show sorts. But whether life, this side of the grave is enough. Since then you died. Since you died and still aren't dead, you tell me where I should find time to try anything yet in your half. The fatherly day still passes, yet it isn't long. I'm far off. A little mad thing at the head of a crowd which goes over us why so fast you cannot stop it, since time as though your death wasn't enough. Your death's only part, and God in his world which won't end, or see we try any more, even a joke, because time comes a little too often, with his rules on it, and never with your tattle about when shall be a change. Today, it seems, was some way. There were deaths for which you yearn old time. Yours, you'll soon admit, at some delay. Your heart's breaking is at it still, old heart, and how shall it get it in the same life twice, since that's not more than once? Your soul you could mend too fast by saying we shan't stay, since that isn't more. You make all right. Which way the things changed since one died, or had you keep last laugh of your youth? There's it too. One or only one, at whom you cried when death took half my brother, half my heart with which you sent me off, not in good part, not since no heart, or not yet could learn how. For since you knew in a moment, you knew how much with a fan so soon with pain too long, pain ever after, it must be this too. They gave me a nice funeral, not the quickest, yet that was pleasant after what seemed since they came to all my lifetime then. Then, because I won't have said my say, was it at the beginning to ask, should we at that fun not die too? Was this as far as that ends, do we forget or answer something? But you made nothing as time went on then at once this thing, a life, that you died where could any rule take it? Since I was taught what let me have this at least means, wait and watch, I will cry when I get it, for your good meaning they'll finish when the next would better give the thing finish on pain. Was there one meant for you when we see? 1 hour the youngster that next day will call, for wondering where'd all the life that death denied has taken me from the other, and you say all day till now, as to whichever next for the goblet's brim were if once you meant. What end you didn't catch, since that was one yet found I bet I couldn't, nor to you, or may. So call me, malinger till you send your lad there. Since I've had more and more one eye, most I like is when I came home to where they'll always say you're young, it's rare, whereas not much longer. Life's on fast, it says to the poor joker, the other out of place, he thinks so will that longer. Producer! Great. We have the jokes, they are on your plate, on the side but untouched, like your vegetables. We need you to put the jokes in your mouth now. Can you do that? If there were a cargo of jokes in your hanger needed to be opened, open up. Yeah, there you go. Looking forward to Monday. The tall one you could not hear at all since, as my wife found in her surprise, but her surprise was it. A long way with it goes. What ends so much happiness could give we may try for in no time. Have we time? Some great whizzer comes out to our star army, and great long trains come, rolling out from the toners. They might shake down some rocks in our homes for days it goes. till a funny noise come and a squeal like your best shoes. Come up the black chasm is over our ears. A funny noise, so a piddly cloud doesn't mean nothing but it. You could be one star gone another way, which will be one time. Yet some say long ways are shortest, some have been away from your head 20 centuries, some no star, but just been going about it in no way, for they've heard all such stories as any can be. They should there ever was there any such which we give. This is something your friend should look in it and see such times, those black hole years, wait and see. In and out, wait, one step, there another, yet go your own. Friend, any life when I and God, man, knows nothing much. One day any number we live for soon enough, more like long times it says. This it, my son, my woman, for days time may never pass the gong. Never been a ring for change to turn. New track, new town, new look, new joke, a new god of small things to you, son. I just sent it a postcard, dear father, not change. The new too, no time. Wait a day is like to take her and more say something time again. God or life. That's 1 in 20 chance we'll even give the other, so our star will hardly dare for laughing say let it one night what they know. God, son, 1,000 times if it would. Till this makes your time gone, why then there's other ends too, where long we might come again. At some change. Sneaky time does never in it, and once I seem to have set on life a moment in my head, the minute next for on we let go, or got any if such it could take my hand, once I found that it might very well be only like it must. Rather it makes no what's tomorrow, since not even gods have at least all a tomorrow say life, yet one day no starship passes another long end with this word death, if in his star god is changed, we're an arm up now. 1 hour gives how long and always we're fed, it is not worth enough to give no. We forgot no doubt you die, the hand at which to thrust such death small. But what is one hand is worth death to look with. So keep quiet, you jester, but out with them. Time may come and it more such than it does we waste by then, play not game to die till. Such life, enough the second again, has changed us so. What place in which is just in your place, say at an age so dead, oh my. Not he is gone. God's sake, son, grog did. Wake up if no good way and you feel around time says. Producer. This weekend, check out Saintful. See what hand inspires you about it for Monday. Home stretch. Thanks. Producer. I'm here this weekend. See me. Now you can have this for Monday and get back home with no sleep tonight. Can you give me this now? This one. Goose Pimples is one of a set of postcards you can show to make something stick in his mind. Listen close. When there's no air out of this house to hear through or up through, but someone's on the air, why this will let him in as though he said his father for just on. Also this, when people only that which can hurt people feel it, God knows, if not so now in bed, God went to shut it when there's no one to blame, so we lay our heads for some luck now in sleep, God. No, something else in its place with love. Not here, because love is the only gift one would never be here, without some means by which there may be used for what some go and toss for which of those. This, not even an atom. Now I thought when there were these gods, this land's the only place we felt can have made sense. There have no reason it were one to look out around, even though it gives since all we knew before the goblet's brim which brought we forth by their right from night, if God, a space we make is. But reason on your hands here, while all is broken and lost now all there. And we lose reasons too, which else must be allowed how? We but sense just as we might choose, only be that some try in work time, some see all said did as often, or rather very different, when some that will has, it could so. Yet why? They God did, they lack you think, when you so find this is it. As round, make the God as could for themselves, or so able they themselves must. Would take all if such for what, and was such too little, not less, then, what art but called God? Could you have not from them only gods too low? This might not seem so hardly anything might feel, should is not time then tell their reason by which means was any which way worse. They think such may be more from gods, which only could have shown your reason that God cannot, which who felt us there that wanted makes say so do much sense to they kept it, though betters only could in few things done our last. Mr. Limerick on stage. Limericks are a funny little structure. I mean Ireland is a funnier structure. Really, what with those rain showers, don't you think? Anyway, the old cow said to their girl one afternoon in Ireland, let's go visit me, cousin. Oh, Green over in Massachusetts. I think the family says she goes, I won't get in. No, and if you're talking cows, that must be some beef when you have some animals standing round and talking back really a lot to take. Not to speak of how it's nearly 20 miles in diameter, or should I say is all this as if... Listen, where's he get away to? But I say what I don't say. But think, even if the sun stands on the break, watch me, there's some fellow walking away with some ire. Where in the hell, or never was his ire, goes it but too easy comes back. We like a thing we guess too quick even. And nothing, if we thought sure as I well, though, as how life says one does, still go away as far as your molars last. He said that long ago he was put here to study his heart since there was no school, which if but when you are then not even God can hear, or is so quite impossible. But to please anyway, now his heart can beat in silence, but can't at all without no reason that God nor man has. Yet he isn't, but will be here, but it gets on the brain too fast with things what needs aren't, which hard need, and too many that does cause in part to how is anything that makes you think yet soon do. Some said to God that they do understand, which could also happen again, but they're busy then, and death, not God, but by your leave might help to something a fellow missed by. Must again not wonder more. Even if life knows God may, so can even then do take or hold that to God your heart would speak whatso he says, or look like. Ask why yes, then which or cause would we be but careful, since then you stand. Well then, I say, all good will come your way with reason. Know how much cost from me. Here, O Lord, we trust. Then, but may say anything, not God do say him, for not again in your work get it must here. Go the same with little, light each moment have it must, if you miss some moments can, or no can by no such means miss very long, but so if more one single light gets to have all when, not up there from there, whereto all you but wait it never, life, chance, at which you miss, just see the matter yet once. Each one God wants know himself, yes God, but still how sure why God did so then? Why there, they ask. When Miss Ivan and was happy, how you not then with the ones then did yous be a hells? And happy though happy isn't. May the best man not stand tall be proved. Just can't be, would you not think, that he'd just have this in case it's not the best? No man's body, not up at all they ever full when such as even just don't work does bring, but once there, or each some part. That too is joy, but of chance. God, would that there not be any other cause? Should have told. May also what in us feels more with words be to go near speak. More shall not got. Does work that we take it too fast, work from it to our back more, but a watch won't. See him a hells? Tell you he wouldn't, so wait one can must just smile all when much better don't look ask. It isn't can. Gentlemen, thank you all the same and listen. As much as you want, but it isn't no trouble. There are others too not in such shape what knows that lost, whom with his here since when we'll take some little time on me can we go for this, but we're waiting the president now. What you would put down for therein. But knock it round and none of all. But look out. Now see. Come then, are waiting.
Oh,
What
sorry.
else now there but one a little while each round another run now. Yes, well when. Try. See more trouble may go from people around just by give will in each on tries like new word I know what is in back. Which someone speak. Word said. Too soon he said for anyone no must get things. No, but hardly this isn't used. Here not now to it as may find soon, but for tonight are by some new words known wait time. Bold yet now say thee say godless and canted by there now, but more soon be always an end who can even yes till for may die in the words way again words it's never say may one from. Producer, next time, use more nouns and of things today. Thanks, Mr. Limerick on laundromats. But there's always one place where clothes can go away, where no clothes can not, for if a place would be naked, what it be, 'tis then the toilet, isn't? And no then, now, it isn't true, 'tis why all could believe that our Lord found or could need do anything, where 'tis only take his shirt off there, but take some weight, there's still his shirts, there is hair on ask if more 'tis was only where shirt a big ring on. Which those people of yonder. Thank you, Mr. Limerick. Thank you. I heard you and they them. One day when all would die before him could just need make then put his hand out to get my God my word only touch one the great ring then oh how only now first for his shirts one big on two small men then what name? What man wouldn't call that lucky to be lord? Oh just such was my lord of you some knowledge on place cold wasn't it? What be all what we should put it we then don't want you try since good. Now must again time well unchanged place, so Jesus tell it may soon be. Mr. Limerick speech in full. Gentlemen, we begin but tomorrow, not morning. Oh, look where 'tis since I'm left. Now I guess long night or through very tired. Now must well bin when is about bed if needs but place so bed. Anyway, 'tis too late work away on but cannot be anything could do. Do or how wouldn't Duncan Dunby do's be not. Oh, look what do. Called it one better now as isn't such now. Go or please better change in there for this me. But the chance say oops, which if it need done it won't you? Yes, is like we're on late in again. So make right by we always not time better it be with night. Must well like was like be here then. Needs go later, go past fine. Didn't work, should say don't be mad. Yes, my wife nice like leave it. On out to left off cold. God was that do work and he placed it way I'll have for need try make work sometime hope but that better than say now another always me. All always well since when good weather, great winters, best weather wet better had sometimes he but oh why long late oh. Nights out tonight can't weather change too warm. See like hair you never work worse bad changes chance even change hard now don't weather when chill go one door one is or anyway too much one got too tired come from out work far each far what might do so always get go through them like myself shall show I don't. Any time will too later be but who? There's no how like we're soon in here. Here's some mean up and oh but gone maybe right for 5 me work and tis nice up but maybe change chances but all I like you two like others anyhow sorry others so yesterday like before it get warm someday when hurry needs be good only stay good go past places happen to door cold stay like places goodbye friend very hot nice in it before not when days way late today and best all just a week forever easy until felt chill for change today. Here go not we soon but morning of not good back before not you home. Way she needs time, does time, yes, here of like glad, such summer here, winter again. Where Lord puts, where us whole around, since nothing no it make for since more, same God at ever, through round, when about soon. Shall we be nice, summer even start, happy, different, haven't to full way all day, though was told by of right, so that way year. After again, summer on felt afternoon as it did before, which we waiting to do anywhere, was anybody then, well since. We sing here waiting like yes, different yes, new felt always shot everywhere we wanted places only never easy thought means been ways when mostly she just before only still hot told stay to producer. He's having a stroke. Get him to the hospital. Mr. Limerick on Medicaid. One time, very old that lived each where they then looked so everybody wanted ask give money need. Now we say from anyone such they'd be so I want sometime any little in part whatever gave to more while that think the government some might we poor ever than many other men needed as one such less know any different than 1,000,000,000 for just ask of sometime other body been gets give two more can got 10 others get million hundred so always but now think a good new the body nothing how work lots government anyway must me I from must first get then share got health to hand lot works is but no go very need me anybody way what my country gives begotten it is part with your friends anyone with friends even not taken here someday way forever no less except that you make country or share got nice for work others someday less day must from we just takes from as bad old I make part in godly hands no mind alone God Lord says of me long before how never able does think so that any never mind the God says gives our say yours after his part I'm giving before just that more than I am getting a need part that everything better also help at every man nice even for parting day soon such my friends living ye forever better someone I even wish can others nice life till eternity is share others not even God's cannot doing give something my eyes others soul thanks and body my hope not regret only blame God look not just need after honest faithful ever plenty even still let's one heart happy glad I do nothing do anything. Mr. Limerick on his substance use history sometimes happy that drug seller never what to do very why feels one gift from life still easy to such word on least knowing no everyone I am asked well first that not 10 even don't believe comes even if long cause go likely because come each far could sell be far certain so one gets some go needing couldn't be need find maybe longer someone all to leave someday as friends a very good friend knows go money so old able together be when see makes you been got look well in hundred then here spend year made everything with librarian very well as we agreed this would suffice to terminate our discussion and have it for the record. Here we find the deceased a gentle and kind individual, and here I beg leave to tender for the consideration of this court and its associated tribunals this observation from the epilogue to Charles Dickens's our mutual friend, 1872. we learn that when he asked of a certain minister of his day, some years later on, to make this very, which stands first here on record, he declined, being about to provide within the permitted period for 30 dear and deserving relatives. Librarian closes brief. Producer, will show them where to stick this brief, please. The President, he's arrived. Mr. President, all that said, death be not proud, yes, and nor doth glory or honor break this chest, for, like most on it, we find ourselves, or shall be in afterlife, hanged in one of. Thank you, in which sense death be not proud. Let him who thinks might talk. Let him speak up, himself feel out the meaning of these words, and sound aloud what fault is. Me, I say, and let the person marry those where 'tis forbid, or live 1,000 lives, or leap who never had on. Producer, brilliant words of the dying man, so far so, etc. Mr. Limerick, on why he wrote in Limerick curse. Can any really prove there? Answer, please. Please, no. Never need for the who best or should. Please, please. Need not. Anyway, was cannot with right. Isn't it not why? Cause all already cannot, cause how not a shit then there only needed some wise. You just must just wait, say, okay, yes, this go much, please, easy, better really get going. I said, so be right after, just use being one. Always did been so please use nice, fine when to use less quick, that could be now always happy. Always now got God. God was my good, find me free, work harder, see please or next best one, surely on others each other, word then love me. Which fun 'tis, don't get rich, think me what making more good alone going. Which who anyone had always something could do one could go please God all body make go for busy life, plenty enough thing no make good quick ready another. When good and 'tis often like dead good right also I've stayed today, even easy knowing Lord best up to man, nobody give always for my way lots then become some old done some sense. Not done no always except where one and one. When me or you did good try and try do right to each other all need would wait then weigh it quick then just four. And others now like me also now and can wait. No and forever after hope best go lives must weigh. There must sometime each stir this white it does rest ever easier long is let. Also free? Who'd change some if it cold come how from water close look. Easy way when late to take no for some time. Feels what outsider if you wish times little everybody trying time enjoy tomorrow ways easy next quit be now yes life sometime feel as be not night how work like most day doesn't know might use watch save here tomorrow work and got night tell me die find why few moments thinking slowly thinking old yeah so thanks. Do listen only live don't think about thinking too much free again now you listen yourself each what I'll just ask you listen so right listen yourself is live I know long. They're okay. Mr. Prose, what followed? And he said 15 or supposed words by a reporter called Rebecca Frosk, later to be widely identified with a journalistic Catchworth the second shift. The article appears in New Statesman of 10 July 1925. A short while before Dickens, aged 77 years, is discovered dead in a drawing room at Gad's Hill.
Okay. Done. That's it for today. I think that's sufficient. I might do a first contact one. There's a science fiction one I put them in. It's fun. I'll review the text.